What's up, everybody? I'm Lockouts, and in today's video we're going to be talking about macros for your Death Knight in patch 8.3 World of Warcraft. It's going to be for PvE or PvP. This is going to be the general building of a macro, why I use macros, how I use macros, how a lot of other DKs use macros, and you should probably be using them too. Check this out, baby. Alright everybody, so jumping right over here into the macros, I'm going to make this short and sweet so that you guys get a general idea of the reason why we build macros, why we do, and how much easier it is to play your DK when you use macros and you bind them appropriately. Just for an instance or a starter, we're going to go over some @cursor macros, okay? And @cursor macros, what that does is wherever your cursor is that's on your screen, that's going to cast a spell to that cursor. So normally, if you would normally use Death and Decay, you can see it's got its green little thing that lights up. But wherever your cursor is, you know that that's the center point of your Death and Decay. So if you would just macro it, all you got to do is push the key one time, and she'll cast a spell. You don't even see the green thing pop up. Wherever your cursor is where it's going to drop your Death and Decay. It's going to be the same also for your Raise Abomination, or anything that you want to cast at that general area, okay? So your Raise A-Bomb, your Death and Decay, that right there will be thrown anywhere that's at your @cursor macro. And the way that we do that is, right here, I have this as #show tooltip /cast, and then open bracket, the @ cursor, close bracket, and then Raise Abomination. And that'll drop your A-Bomb wherever you are. So let's take Raise Abomination, let's put it down here on our bar. And then we hit our Alt F3 button, and bam, our A-Bomb just was raised just like that. Wherever our cursor is, we're going to drop our now Death and Decay right here on top of us. So we know right here is our center point. So we'll drop our Death and Decay right there too. You can see how much easier it was. Instead of clicking each button twice to cast one spell, wherever your cursor is, you just line your cursor up, and then you drop your Death and Decay right over these target dummies or whatever it would be that you would have your @cursor macro. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is using like trinkets and stuff like that and binding them to spells. So what I do is I have my Dark Transformation bound to also drink saltwater potions and pop my 13th and 14th slot that's in my character right here, my character tab. Your 13th and 14th slot is where your trinkets are. So if you have trinkets that are able to be clicked on and procced so that you give you more strength or crit or haste or whatever that trinket does, you could bind it like this and make a macro, and every time that you Dark Transformation, it'll also pop your trinkets for you so that you're ready to burst, because you're going to be ready to burst when you pop your Dark Transformation anyways. So how we do this one is #show tooltip /cast Dark Transformation, and if you want to put a potion in there, you can put a potion in right here. The next one we have is /use 13 and /use 14. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 and 14 is all of your slots. So 7 on this side, 7 on this side, 2 down. The next thing that we'll go over is going to be using your pet appropriately, okay? There's different ways that you could use this, whether or not you're running in PvP or in PvE, alright? If you're running in PvP, you're going to want to set this up to whatever spell that you want to be able to direct your pet when you want to direct your pet to wherever it is that you want to direct your pet at the time that you want to, you know, be on your kill target, have your pet over, put them somewhere else, or whatever it is that you want to do, okay? And by using these macros, here I'll bring one up real fast. Let's bring up our macro tab. Let's use Festering Strike for an instance, okay? If you just wanted to bind your pet attack to Festering Strike. So whatever target that you hit, your pet will switch targets with you then, okay? And how we do this one is we do #show tooltip, and you don't have to have Festering Strike here, because whatever, you just use the question mark also. So if you're building a brand new macro, okay? Let's say that you're going to build a brand new macro. You just click the question mark here, all right? And then make it say whatever you want to say, like Festering Strike, all right? All right, and so how to do this is, now if you want to build a brand new macro, all right, and you want to get it to show like whatever spell it is, instead of having to go through the spell book or pick out a different spell that you're going to all the time find or see, just pick the question mark when you build a brand new macro, call this whatever you want, Festering Strike, okay? And then right here, you just are going to put hashtag show tooltip, all one word. And then whatever the first line is, that's going to be your cast, it's going to replace the question mark that is underneath that we just selected. So instead of us having to find the spell, whatever spell that we put in there, where the question mark is, it'll find it for us and then replace in the question mark. So in here, we'll put /cast, Festering Strike, and then STRIKE. And then we click save, and you can see right here it automatically changed to our Festering Strike. All right, and then what we could do here also is put /pet attack /start attack. Now you don't have to even be by the target, okay, because this is going to automatically tell your pet to go and attack that target. So you can see my pets right here are going to start going to whatever target that I click on, and then push my Festering Strike key. Even though I'm not by it, I'm telling my pet to go over there and attack that target. All right, now if you're playing in PvP, you might not want it to be on your Festering Strike. You might have to want it to be like maybe your Soul Reaper or maybe Apocalypse. So bind it to, you know, instead of Festering Strike right here, change it to Apocalypse, have your pet attack hash and then /start attack right there, and that'll automatically make your pet start attacking whatever it is that you want when you click that macro. Okay, another thing that you could do if you're running in PvP is like for your grips. Okay, you could use your hashtag show tooltip /cast open bracket, the @ focus close bracket death grip, and then whatever your focus target is. So let's go ahead and set a focus up for us wherever our focus is now, and then we put our macro to bind to that spell to our focus now. Okay, so we have our grip here, and let's put it under Shift R, so it's right next to R. So I have this set up, usually when I run PvP, is I have two spells right next to each other. One is going to be my main target. The next one that's going to be over from that is going to be my focus target, all right? That way I know I could push R right now, and it'll grip that target. Now, if I would have pushed Shift R, it'll grip my focus target, which would be this training dummy. So even though I would be selected, say, this boss guy over here, it would still automatically, even though I'm on this target, it will select this guy and grip him over to me. So if you know that that guy is dumping on your healer, or you need a peel for your heals, and you're focusing on trying to get a kill on their DPS, and he's close to getting a kill on your DPS, well, you could automatically just use your focus grip. It'll grip right over to that target. You can notice we're still selected him, but we gripped him over here. And then you could change him. Okay, so you can grip that guy, change them, and it'll pull off of your healer or your DPS or whatever it is if you're playing in PvP or arena, or, you know, in battlegrounds, and you got rogues or something that's training down your heals, and they're sitting them, and you got your heals going, get this freaking rogue off of me, peel for me. Well, you can automatically set focus to one of them rogues, and then every time that you use your grip, it'll automatically grip that rogue if he's within range, and you can change him and peel him off of your heals. Make you a better DK, instant grabs, dude. You don't even got a target. You could be focusing on killing this druid over here, and, you know, pull that rogue anytime that you want to over to you, and then chains him out and then slow him down. Being a nuisance and causing pressure, being a DK, no matter if you're playing on Holy, Frost, or Blood, this works for all specs, okay? These macros are going to go back and forth for all three specs. So, you know, bind whatever spell it is that you want appropriately. Now, you could bind flasks and potions and other things like that into your spell books as you're using them. You're going to have to figure out the cast sequence, because sometimes you're going to be able to drink a potion and then cast a spell. Sometimes you're going to have to use a spell first and then drink a potion. So if you're trying to pre-pot or pot while you are casting spells, you're going to have to figure out the cast sequence so that you're able to get off everything as you push the one button without having to push it repetitively. And another thing that we could go over is cast sequence macros, okay? And what these do is it'll cast multiple spells in a sequence of however you put them. And instead of having to push 3 or 4 or 5 spells and having them, you know, bound to multiple keys, you could push one spell and it'll cast, say, for instance, your Soul Reaper, and then it would summon a gargoyle. What you would do then is put hashtag show tooltip /cast sequence space, the reset equals, and then whatever this number is, you can make it your target. So every time you change targets, it'll reset the cast sequence for you. Or you can change it to a timer. This right here is a timer, so you can make it 7 seconds, 2 seconds, 11 seconds, 15, however much you want for this cast sequence, okay? So if you have, let's say, 5 spells that are bound in this cast sequence, and it takes you 8 seconds. All right, you want your cast sequence to start over at 9 then, because by the time that you cast your last spell, you might be fighting and you might miss a little bit or something. So giving your an extra second in your cast sequence before it resets and goes to its first spell again will help you out. So if you know normally it takes you 8 seconds to go through that cast sequence, set it to 9, maybe even set it to 10. That way every time you hit the button, it'll ensure that you are going through your cast sequence cycling before it'll reset itself, okay? And this is going to be up to you, however you want to set this macro up, if you even want to use it. Some guys like cast sequence macros. I'm not really generally a fan of them. Other people like them. I really don't, okay? Going back to in the PvP, you could also use your asphyxiate for and your kicks for at your focus. So just use your hashtag show tooltip /cast, and then at focus right here, your open and closing brackets, have your asphyxiate in there. This will pop. This will cast your focus on, or this will cast asphyxiate on whatever your focus target is. The same thing will go for your mind freeze. All right, so you can have it at focus, and anytime that you push this, it'll just instantly kick your focus target without having to change targets. What I like to do with my focus is set up my pet to also leap. So if I'm out of range and I can't actually kick him with my mind freeze, my pet will jump over there then, and he'll kick him for me. It's a ranged kick. You could bind this to that. So me in my head, I know how I'm playing, and that I'm gonna burn my one kick right here like this close, and that's gonna not make my pet jump on him because my pet's already there. He has to have some type of a distance to get your pet to leap and range him. That's why I have this set up like this. And the way that you run this one is hashtag show tooltip /cast open brackets @ focus closing brackets mind freeze. Next line is /cast opening brackets at focus /leap. Next one is /cast opening brackets at focus /gnaw. And what this will do is it's going to, you just seen it, we're going to make our pet go from this guy over here to this guy here, and he will kick him, all right? So because I'm out of range, my pet will then range. He's going to leap and then stun that cast or that healer or whatever it is we're trying to go over there. This even works for melee because he'll jump over there and stun any target that he goes to hit. So anything that you want to kick and stun, your pet will do it for you. So let's do that right now. Boom!
I need to get
There
closer.
goes our pet. Even though we're out of range, we still got a pet, baby. He's your right arm. He's your right hand. Use him. He's your dude. Your dog. You're my boy, Blue! I also have this set up for bursting, so if I was playing Frost or something like that, I have this set up to where you could put burst after this. You can make it say whatever you want, so your tooltip, instead of it saying the actual tooltip when you mouse over it, it'll say burst then when you mouse over this macro. It'll just say burst instead of a huge thing of each spell that it's trying to cast for you and stuff like that, alright? And the way that we do this one is hashtag show tooltip burst /cast empower rune weapon /use 13 /use 14, and then if you want to put a potion in there, you know, saltwater potion, prolonged power, whatever it is, put your potion in there in the bottom. What this does is it'll pop your empower rune weapon, it'll also pop your trinkets, and you'll drink a potion all at the same time. Alright, now the next thing that we can talk about is using your anti-magic shell. So if you're playing blood, this will be a great macro for you for that. Because usually when you're taking your AMS, you're about ready to be healing. So there's different types of scenarios for this. Not all the time do you want to have your AMS and your Bone Storm going at the same time. This is more of a, alright, I'm taking a lot of magic damage and I have enough runic power, so I need to heal. This one button will pop your AMS and it'll Bone Storm all at the same time. The way that you do this one is hashtag show tooltip /cast anti-magic shell, and then /cast bone storm. Excuse me. And this will pop your AMS and your bone storm for you, so instead of having to push 2 buttons and go through 2 different sequences to push them both and get them both to activate, this will activate both for you at the same time, alright? These are just general macros that help you get started. to help you get going. We went over at cursor macros, we went over pet macros, this is going to be for all 3 specs, guys. So, you know, go through your cast sequence macros, your cursor macros, your pet macros, bind them to whatever keys and spells that you use for the right appropriate time. I can't tell you how to play. I can just show you macros that are going to help you be better. This is what I use. This is what almost any other top-rated DK uses. It's running in PvP, running in high top tier keys, or running, you know, high end raids and stuff like that. You have to have macros. It's going to make your life a lot easier, man, especially with DK. There's so much going on and so many spells. Being able to condense them down and make everything activate in 1 button push instead of 2 will help you have a smoother rotation and be able to get into your DPS a lot sooner. So if you guys learned anything about macros and this helped you out to become an amazing Death Knight, helped you out on your journey at least to get you started and rolling, and you can see what a lot of the other DKs are running, please help a fella out. There's a lot of people that actually watch my videos, but they don't subscribe. We're trying to hit that 1,000 sub mark, baby. So please, by all means, click sub, turn on the little bell notifications, do whatever you got to do to help a fella out like me. I'm Lockhouse, baby. Peace.